your specific person is thinking about you. Yes, they are. If you are manifesting a specific person, they are thinking about you. And this runner-chaser dynamics with the twin flames, it's crap. Okay? Because they're thinking about you. They want to be in a relationship with you. You don't have to change. You don't have to clean up your stories, whatever, because they're still thinking about you. They truly are. They want to be with you. That random thought you get about them, this memory that you randomly pops up in your head. Let me see. You are out on a date and you went miniature golfing, and this miniature golf date randomly pops up into your head. Your specific person was probably thinking about it, and that memory got shared with you. You are connected to them through the one consciousness. And the one consciousness is why you keep wanting that specific person, because they're thinking about you. They want to be in a relationship with you. You're thinking about them. You want to be in a relationship with them, but you're not lining up at the moment because there's a story that needs to be changed. That's all it is. You don't have to do the shadow work. But if you want to do the shadow work, go do my No More Negative Stories program, because that will clear your mental health up so much. You will clear out stories that you didn't even realize you had, and you will find out that some of the stuff that has gone on in your life is not your fault. It was somebody else's. You got to remember, if you're 36 years old, you have over 1,151,000,000 memories. Not all those memories are yours. You saw somebody doing something on the street. They did something. You saw it. It got stored in your mind. Somebody said something. It got stored in your mind. And then you ask questions about relationships, and now, oh, you remember this couple fighting, and this couple fighting, and this couple fighting, and this couple doing this. Those memories are coming up. So in order to change your story, knowing that they're thinking about you, you have to ask a better question. And then when you ask that question, you got to shut down your memory bank. So if you're sitting on the couch and you're crying and you're remembering something that happened and you're missing them, it's because they're missing you too. And the fact that you're missing them and they're missing you is why you're walking around going, I miss my specific person. How many times have you seen it where somebody has posted, guys, I was thinking this and affirming this about my specific person, and they said the exact same thing? It's because they're thinking about you and they are feeling your energy. They're hearing your words. So if I were literally to say, don't text me. Oh, my specific person's not texting me. Oh my gosh, my specific person's not texting me. They're getting a stop sign. If you're saying ghosted, ignored, blocked, that's what they're hearing. Ghost them, ignore them, block them. If you think of phones, and this is a perfect analogy. When phones first came out, there were party lines. And you would pick up the phone, and there could be two people on there talking, and how many people would sit there and listen in on the conversation? Others would be like, hey, I've got an emergency. I have to call the police. Can you guys hang up? Others would do something, would not talk on them because they were so afraid of everybody listening to their conversations. And then the phones went from party lines to just a single phone. And that phone was a rotary dial, and it was tied to the wall. Oh, but wait, at first we called the operator and asked the operator to put us somewhere. And then the phone got tied to the wall, and it had a rotary dial, so the operator didn't have to put our calls through. And then it went to push button, but it was still attached to the wall. And then they made longer cords so we could take the phones into the other room, because we used to have telephone desks or tables where the phone was on the table and you had a little bench you sat on while you talked on the phone. And they could be quite fancy. Our phones are now cellular. There's nothing attached to them except when we're charging. How did that work? Most of us don't understand that. But how did the Neville Goddard story, where this woman wanted to marry this guy that she went out on a date with, and then she moved, that changed her phone number because she moved, and what happened? She still found him and married him because she walked around saying, "Isn't it wonderful? I'm Mrs. J.E." That's the story. So if your words are going out, your specific person is hearing them. So missing you, miserable, they only love me. Those are not good things, in my opinion. But I'm not here to judge. If you want them to miss you, admit it. That last video, admit you need them to miss you when you're not together. Admit it. If you need them to be miserable when they're away from you, admit it. I don't think it's healthy, personally, from my perspective, but again, I'm not judging you. I would rather you say you're their happy place, you're their safe place, than they're miserable without you. Oh, they have to keep coming back to me. I'm their happy place. I'm their safe place. I give them peace. That's what I would prefer. But if you are admitting what you need, do it. Do what you want, because your relationship is about you being with another person in the way that you want. And I don't care if you want to be with them for ego, for money, for love, for fun, for romance, revenge. That's your journey. And I'm just here to guide you on that journey. So I'm not judging. I'm giving you guys real proof of what you need is okay. If you need 1 million texts a day, then that is your standard. You have to receive that. Be honest. Because when they're thinking about you, you're getting a memory. Just like if it was through a cell phone. And, it's my iPad mini. But if this was a cell phone, you call somebody on this and it magically picks up to somebody on the other end. Right? If I video chat you on this, somebody on the other end picks up. And we have a conversation. But we also do that through the air, through the invisible one consciousness. So your memories and their memories are merging together. And then the millions of people that Neville Goddard talked about that may have to move to bring them to you are also hearing this. So if they're hearing ghosting, blocking, those million people are going to put a wall between you. They're literally going to put a wall between you so that you don't ever bump into each other. You don't see each other. They're going to keep you apart in a way that you won't even understand. You can live in a town of 500 people and not see that person. You can live in a town of 20 people and never see that person. You could drive by that person's house every day. And if you are saying ghosting, 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 you're not going to see them outside. You can work in the same building and never be bumped into. Because your words to the one consciousness are stopping you from doing it. So when I say be careful of your words, I understand you're going to be upset. I understand you're going to get angry. I understand your feelings are going to be hurt. I understand you may be on the couch crying. I want you to focus more on the good while you're out enjoying your life. Because this story of being curled up in a ball, it's your reacting to something that was said, something that was done, something that happened, and you're focusing on this, and then you're talking about this, constantly talking about this. It keeps repeating itself. They're showing up for you in amazing ways. Like, your specific person can show up for you in amazing ways. They're showing up for me in amazing ways. I'm always bumping into them. They're always calling me. They're always texting me. always revises. One little word, always it revises, projects, and puts you into the now that this person is doing that. So you want that relationship to go from them thinking about you and missing you to being fully together in a committed relationship. Your focus has to be on the committed relationship, even though you're admitting your language. So when you focus on the committed relationship, now they're going to focus on the committed relationship, and they're going to want to take you out on dates. They're going to want to text you. They're going to want to talk to you. Even if it's not true, if you start doing this one thing, praising your relationship. If people you work with, you get a new job. This is the easiest thing. You start out at a brand new job and you start talking about how you have the most amazing boyfriend. Do any of those people go home with you? Do any of those people go out on those dates with you with your boyfriend? Absolutely not. So you can start telling these people, oh my gosh, I have the best boyfriend ever. I have the most wonderful girlfriend. What's going to happen? They're going to start showing up that way. So don't be afraid of talking, because I've been doing this since 1982. I have created some amazing things, but I am a Libra, and I have created some awful things. One of my beautiful ducklings posted on social media about astrology, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be offended or I should laugh, because it aptly described me. We hate making decisions. Libras hate making decisions, and we make bad decisions. And that's why our life sucks at times. But the bad decision that you're making is to continue to talk about ghosting. That can easily be changed. We have ongoing consistent communication. It's fun and it's romantic. Like, you just start telling people, oh my gosh, my guy texts me all the time. Now that you're at work, they don't know when you get that text message it's not your guy, unless you say, oh, that's my sister texting me again. Oh my gosh, my sister's always blowing up my phone. Why isn't your guy blowing up your phone? Because you're not giving the order. Them thinking about you thinking about them, is because you belong together. But you're going to Starbucks and you're ordering a mou from Dairy Queen. You're just putting out the wrong order. We ordered a car seat for Chance on Amazon, and we let him pick his car seat. So we decided which seat we wanted to get him, and then we opened up the app. We showed him the 2 different car seats he had a choice of, and he took the device and he was scrolling through the car seat we picked and looking at all the different ones. And then he picked the one he wanted. We knew what he liked, so we picked the one and then let him choose, and he picked out a Spider-Man car seat. And he liked the Paw Patrol car seat. You're giving an order. I need a new car seat. You're a specific person, missing you. No different. You can't go on Amazon and order missing, though. You can't go to Starbucks and order a mou latte from Dairy Queen. But you can go to Starbucks and what does your specific person drink at Starbucks? What does your specific person drink at 7 Brew? What do they drink at the little local coffee shop in your town? When you go out to eat, what would they eat? You all know these things. I'm not saying go buy them a second meal because they're not here, but do something that is going to give you that feel-good mojo about this relationship. Because the only reason you guys are staying apart is because you're focused on them thinking about you instead of being together. So they're thinking about you, you're getting the memories, you're getting them popping up in your head randomly, and then the order you're sending out is think about me. Well, think about you doesn't tell them to ask you out on a date. Think about you doesn't ask them to text you. Think about doesn't tell them to do anything other than think about you. So they may be talking to somebody about you because they're thinking about you, but they're not actually doing anything because they're just thinking. So you have to tell them actions. So now those million people part the Red Sea, move out of the way. And if you think of him as like the video game with Pac-Man or even Frogger, you're moving through the maze to get to the person. So those million people have set up a maze. You can't see over their head, so you don't bump into your specific person. But now you change your story. They're taking action. They're acting out on those feelings. They love you and they want to spend time with you. Go on Amazon and order spending time with you. If doesn't matter. I'm in a relationship. My guy can be sitting here. I'm redecorating my apartment. I'm going through my Amazon wish list. We've already done a video on that. A specific person is here. My daughter walks in. I'm still going to talk to my daughter. I'm not going to lock the doors and close the blinds and shut out the world. And when you get with your specific person, they're going to think about you at lunch. Literally, they're going to think about you. I got a random text. It was a text. Are you okay? You haven't called me today. And I'm like, yeah, just haven't had time. They're like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Think about it. You have a 9-to-5 job, and your 9-to-5 job, you go to lunch late. You go to break late. You miss your specific person's lunch or break time. You didn't get to talk to them, but you still got a text message because you are telling those millions of people, the 8 billion people on this planet, through the one consciousness. Why is my specific person texting me? Because my specific person is texting me. Why is he taking me out on dates? Because he's taking me out on dates. Why do we have a fun and romantic relationship? Because we have a fun and romantic relationship. You want your specific person to knock on the door? You got to tell those billions of people your specific person is knocking on your door. Because when you do that, they stop thinking about you and taking action. So change thinking about me to they're taking action in a good way for our relationship and us being together. I love you guys. You have an absolutely positively amazing day. And as always, leave me a comment and let me know how I am drastically changing your life for the better.